What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
If you're new to the channel, we're glad to have you. And if you've been here before, welcome back, fam. Today we are taking a look at the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I have really wanted to review this figure for a while, but I have been busy and he got kind of lost in the shuffle. But we're going to look at him today. Pretty much everything about him is very, very similar, almost exactly like the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta video that we did the other day. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But so basically, anything you liked about the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you're going to like about this guy. And anything that you didn't like, you're probably not going to like about this one either. But we're going to cover all that here in a little bit. But before we even get started, let's do the question of the day. The question of the day today is, what is your favorite form of Goku? Tell me down below in the comments and tell me why that's your favorite form. But before we get started, too far into this, let's get him measured up and see how tall he is. To the top of his hair, he is just south. He's about 6 1/4 inches, and down to his hairline, he is more like 5 1/2 inches, which would make the entire figure right at 16 centimeters. Let's compare him to some other figures real quick and see how they all look together. Okay, here he is standing next to the kid version of Goku from GT, and there he is next to Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. I think they all look pretty good. And here he is next to the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and the Dragonstar Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I think all three look really awesome in their own little way. And here he is next to the Dragonstar Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Dragonstar Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think that it looks really awesome, a trio of Super Saiyan 4s. And here he is next to the Dragonstar Super Baby 2 and the Dragonstar's Omega Shenron. There he is with two of the big baddies that he fights during the GT series. And here he is next to the Dragonstar's 4th form Frieza and the SH Figuarts Full Power Broly. God, Broly looks awesome next to him. They all three look really, really good. All right, I think that looks really awesome. I love doing comparisons. But this figure right here, and how it shows how Bandai and just Dragon Ball in general kind of likes Goku more than Vegeta, is that Goku comes with more accessories than Vegeta. Imagine that. But he comes with a pretty darn good spread of accessories. He comes with 4 faceplates in total. He comes with this grinning face on him in the package. He comes with a serious face. He comes with a teeth gritting face. And he comes with an open mouth yelling face. All 4 faceplates look incredible. He comes with 12 interchangeable hands. He comes with 2 fist hands on him in the package. He comes with 2 instant transmission finger hands. He comes with 2 kung fu grip hands. He comes with 2 wide open hands, 2 kind of blast effect type hands, and 2 more blast effect hands with pegs to hold the blast effect piece that he comes with. And he comes with a pretty nice looking, although reused effect piece. The blast effect is nice, I guess. It's a nice translucent pink plastic. Kind of bare. They didn't put any paint on it or anything. But and I'm pretty sure it's reused from past Gokus. But it looks good enough. And for what he was retail, I think that is a pretty darn good spread, to be quite honest with you. That's more than sufficient. I mean, could we use a flight stand? Of course, but I don't think that Bandai's ever going to give us another one of those. But, dreamers can dream, I guess, or whatever the old saying is. But let's check out his paint and detail, because quite honest, this is one of those areas just like Vegeta where he kind of falls short just a little bit as far as a lack thereof. His hair, nice, gorgeous matte finish. I love it. All of his face plates are beautiful, just like with Vegeta. The part that I have the biggest problem with, just like Vegeta, is the fur. It's got a nice finish on it. It's not shiny or anything, but it does have a plasticky look because there's no paint on it anywhere. It is just that, that sculpt. And the sculpt is nice. The musculature is nice. But this needs a wash, or at least some dry brush, something to bring it to life. You know what I mean? The tail alone, if you just pop this tail off and look at it, it just looks like a little piece of plastic, which it is, obviously. But for a high-end collectible, we don't want that. I'm going to stop being negative for a minute, because like I said, his face plates look fantastic. His hair sculpt and paint job and finish look great on it. Paint on the exposed part of the chest and upper abdomen looks really good. Nice flat finish on it. It could use some shading for sure, but it looks really good nonetheless, except for just one little place right through here on mine.
What is that?
Right where it was kind of etched, right there along the edge. Little bit of spillover. I think the camera's picking that up. But that's really it on mine anyway. I don't know yours. You know, if you buy one, might not look like that. Wrist wraps are painted and they look good. All 12 of the hands, the tops of the hands are painted and they all look good. Now the pants have some subtle little shading, and I appreciate that, but as Bandai has done in the past, they shade in really odd, haphazard places, and this figure is no exception. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it's shaded in the crotch for some reason.
Surprise!
Looks good. The parts on the legs look good, but it's shaded on the crotch, and it's shaded right down through there, and it looks like he had a little bit of an accident. I'm not a big fan of that. Luckily, in this case, they did hold true to Bandai fashion, and they did not shade the back of the figure, or that would make it look even worse. But yeah, I hate to be a complainer, but those kinds of things matter, especially for what we pay for these figures. But it's still, even with those problems, the Super Saiyan 4 look in figure form is so cool looking. These are, I think, these are not painted. These are just color plastic, and there's not really any paint on the shoes. So they're not a whole lot of paint, just like with the Vegeta figure. But what's there looks pretty good other than that one little misstep. But moving on, let's check out how well he moves, because he does move really, really well. Let's start with his head, because just like Vegeta, he has articulatable hair. You know, he's got these four. Let me move his tail. Geez Louise. Hair moves in these two spots right here, and just like Vegeta, they are on little ball hinges up in there. And these two little side pieces right here move, but these are actually a little more articulatable than Vegeta's, where you can kind of roll these around all you want. Now his head, for some reason, even though it's the same type of hair sculpt, he has a nice range of motion on his head. You can take it just about anywhere, and you know why?
Ouch!
He's got a double ball peg.
Oh, hallelujah.
I love that, and it shows because you can just do whatever you want with Goku's head. And, you know, that just further cements my position that double ball pegs are the way to go, at least with the head into the neck joint. And speaking of neck joints, his neck joint moves really well, and it's not really gappy unless you're right over top of it, but why would you be if you had him out posing? His shoulders, up to 90, probably a little bit past if you wanted to go past that. And here is a position, other than accessories, where this figure surpasses the Vegeta, is that his butterfly engages a little bit better, and you can cross his hands over like that, and I think that's really excellent right there. I love the fact that you can kind of cross the hands over, because especially where he does the Kamehameha and stuff, so I really, really like that.
Woo!
It's just a butterfly, and it's not very gappy, just like Vegeta's. You don't lose, when you engage them and move that part around in there, you don't lose the sculpt or get big gaps, so I like that pretty well. And it's painted through here pretty well, so it maintains like the look. It doesn't look silly whenever you move it around. Bicep swivel just like normal. Double jointed elbow, not the greatest range in the world, but he has beefy arms, but I do like the fact that elbow one looks really good. And most of the action is coming from this lower joint right here, which it should. And the wrist is a ball hinge, just like every other SH Figuarts that I know of, except for a couple. Now his diaphragm joint moves back pretty well. Doesn't come front ways all that much. Back is definitely better than front. And his isn't as concealed as far as hiding the joint with the sculpt and or paint as Vegeta's was. And this little belt right here just floats, and it's just hiding a little ball peg that's in the waist. But when you move the two in conjunction, you get decent enough movement out of it when you use them both in tandem, so I'm not going to complain about his articulation too bad. Gets a little bit of tilt. The diaphragm joint by itself, not much, but when you use it with the waist ball joint, pretty decent. You can twist this one all the way around. If you've seen the Vegeta video, you know he will pop apart on you. But this one you can take all the way around at the waist. Legs are fantastic. Not horrible dangly bits, but he does have that weird stain in the middle there, but we're not going to focus on it too much. Front kicks really well up past the waist, so I like that very, very much. Does not kick back because he's got extra butt cheeks on him, so definitely no back kick. I don't like that at all. Thigh swivel works well enough. He's got a nice knee joint design. I like how that looks. It kind of reminds me a little bit, at least as of the way it looks, that like the figure eyes a little bit. Decent range of motion, nice proportions in the legs, so that's why his balance is so good. A little bit of a gap right there, but not that big of a deal. His ankles are very similar to Vegeta's, where the ankle is just a big ball hinge, so it comes down a little, goes up, not much at all, but it does have a little bit of ankle rocker. Now, toe brake, I'm not a huge fan of them, and that right there is a huge example why that is awful, but at least this part right here doesn't stick down below that, so it's kind of a wash. It just is what it is. Excuse me, and let's show his tail real quick. His tail is nice and loose. That could just be my figure, but this also feels very delicate, just like these parts up here. They don't feel as delicate as Vegeta's did, but they do feel like you could break them if you fiddle with them too hard. And his tail definitely feels like I could break that off if I'm getting a little too out of control with it. So just be easy with it. Just, kind of forewarning you if you pick up this figure. But overall, I mean, he moves pretty darn well. Vegeta moved well, and he moves well too. Just a couple little things. The diaphragm part itself of his ab articulation isn't all that wonderful, and he doesn't kick back because he is double caked up with butt cheeks. But other than that, moves pretty well. Let's move into my final thoughts. Okay, Super Saiyan 4 Goku right here. I like the figure. I honestly, just being honest, I like the way Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta looked better. I thought he just had a cooler look. This looks cool as well, but overall I would say this one's probably, a little bit better of a figure than Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was, just because he moves a little more fluid, especially around the head, and his legs move a little bit better. But other than that, and he comes with a little bit better of an accessory than Vegeta, but is anybody surprised? Overall, I would give him a solid B. This is a good release, just like Vegeta was a good release, but he's going to get a little bit of a bump because his head moves a little bit better, and he comes with a little bit better accessories. But he's a Goku, they always come with better accessories. That's pretty much all I've got for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. If you have not subscribed yet, pause the video, scroll down, click subscribe, click like, especially click like, give us a comment. It really helps the channel out. We're still in the race for 500 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. With all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.